Hey, welcome to Mercy TV Live, your source for news and information on the medical cannabis issue as it unfolds here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. Greetings, my name is Perry, and along with Sonny, we'll be hosting this segment of Mercy TV Live. Give us a call at 503-588-6444 with your medical cannabis related question, comment, curse, or kudo. Sonny, we got a whole bunch of things to talk about tonight, don't we?
Well, you know, we do, and we always like to talk to those people in the hospital that are watching, Perry, and it's very important. There's a lot of people that do get a chance to watch these shows in the hospital, and you know what? Cannabis is an alternative medicine that nobody's talked to you about, so please inquire, ask some questions, give us a call, come by, get on the website. All those things can happen, and it changes people's life. This week alone, one 30-year veteran changed his whole life behind cannabis. And here's somebody who had told me he didn't sleep for 16 years. Been on all these drugs, been all these places, all these studies. They've did everything. He has not slept. He's done cannabis here for these past few weeks, and he's starting to sleep. I mean, that's just amazing testimony. I mean, that's the kind of things that people aren't talking about out there. And please, if you know these kinds of things that are going on with you or somebody that you know, please tell them to come by. That's what we need to do, is have those people at least be able to talk to somebody that knows that, you know what, I'm having some issues with my sleeping, with my eating, with everything that goes around it, and all these pills and the side effects. And that's what we need to do, is share all the information. And you know what, there's a lot of people out there that are going through these same things, and that's, I mean, the PTSD, Perry, is the biggest. That's, everybody knows somebody with PTSD, and you know what, we need to have them call and talk and say, yes, we need to pass.
Well, I just wanted to finish up by saying to those folks in the hospital, another group of citizens, the ones working there, some of the nurses and doctors have sent folks to Mercy Center to help them get their card or to help them get the proper application of medicine. And kudos to you folks. And somebody's been going around changing all the stations into the hospital ward over to the Mercy channel there, which is channel 23 here on CCTV. And so thanks to you there for doing that. But the law is not complete. It doesn't have all the conditions covered by it, and PTSD is one of those. We have this opportunity now because Senate Bill 281 is currently in play, and that will add post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, to the OMMP. Now, we've been dealing with folks for a number of years who utilize cannabis for their PTSD. Normally, we look to see if they have another condition that is qualifying. Some of them suffer from pain related to the injury that's related to their PTSD. Some cases where the folks suffer nausea from the medication for their PTSD. Well, pain, nausea are qualifying conditions, and some folks get their card for those while using their cannabis, their medical cannabis, ostensibly for their PTSD. Now that this will make things simple. You know, the PTSD is going to be one of those qualifying conditions. The doctors hopefully will sign for it, but if not, they just need to get the documentation to the patient confirming their condition.
Well, that's what we're talking about. If you need some help, come by and talk to us. If you know somebody that has these kind of conditions or that are suffering, like all of the things we're talking about, whether it's the drugs that they're taking and the side effects they're having, or they didn't know that cannabis was actually an alternative medicine. You know, everybody has talked so much bad stuff about cannabis for so long that for a lot of people, like the lady I talked to last week said, I didn't know any of this was even possible, because all she knows is that it's bad for you. Well, no, we need to talk and have these kind of discussions and say, you know what, if you have cancer, if you have epilepsy, if you have glaucoma, you know. Any of the pain issues, you guys, the arthritis issues, the fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, all these are serious conditions that people are taking a lot of heavy narcotics for. And you can eat food and vaporize. You don't have to smoke if you don't want to smoke. If you want to smoke, smoking gives you one kind of relief, vaporizing another, food another, rubbing the oils on, just putting it on your joints, on your wrists, your legs, your arms, your shoulders, wherever you're hurting, your neck, your feet, that's where you can get some relief. And all you know is that it don't hurt no more. And it's not like you have an effect in your mind. Some people have said, well, I kind of do, but I think that's more, they just know they put some on, so they're thinking they got relief. So they're high that they got relief.
Right.
You know?
I mean, we've had that this discussion, if you will, before, because folks are reporting more energy now that they're got on this therapy, on this treatment, and we're finding out that, and that's where we had that conversation about the sativa versus indica. One being more sedative, one being something that folks try to use at nighttime to help them sleep, kind of thing, or to deal with pain. Where they need more of that euphoric kind of application that has. But the sativa is more energetic, and so.
Well, and that's what the people are looking for with the condition you have and the way you are suffering with your pain, whether, like Perry said, you need to have something that's kind of really giving you some serious sedation, because you need to get some sleep. You need to get some rest. You need to, like the guy that was here this week who didn't sleep for 16 years. That's very amazing that we can have people come through, get the help that they need. And you know what? You might be one, so you should come by. All the people there are all volunteers. They're all patients. Everybody knows all of the conditions and medicines and strains, and everybody's working daily to get through to those kinds of information that we get to share with others. The last guy that came down, now we know Parkinson's. Watch Parkinson's from serious shaking uncontrollably down to almost hardly any shaking. And this is a very old person who never believed that cannabis would help him, but heard about it and then came in and did it and tried it, and it's working.
Well, and there's another situation. The Parkinson's itself is not a qualifying condition, but the spasticity, the shaking from it is. So like fibromyalgia in and of itself, no, but the pain from fibromyalgia is. So when folks, so if you're using cannabis for the pain from the fibromyalgia, you're going to need to get your doc to sign the form that says you have the pain, or get records from your doc that says, I've got pain from fibromyalgia or what have you. Get those records down to us at the Mercy Center, and we'll help that process of helping you to get your card, as well as to find medicine now, or to get growing yourself, or to find a grower if you're not able to get growing, but information on making that decision. And then best methods of medicating, some of which, some of these things are part of helping to get your card. Educating your doctor on the fact that you're not smoking, the fact that we've got these other methods where you're rubbing it in, and you're folks aren't really getting high from these processes. And this information, which is priceless, is available at the Mercy Center pretty much free. I mean, it's just, as Sonny was saying, it's patients, it's card holders, networking with cardholders to be. And so folks are bringing their excess medicine, their clones, their babies. Some cases we have seeds there that folks let their plant go to flower, what have you. But these information on how to get growing, resources to it. When you go to the Grow Light store, you can't just walk in and say, hey, I'd like to get some good equipment for growing some medical marijuana. I've got my card, it's all legal. No, it's not really legal to go in and talk to the store. So
you don't want to talk like that. The main thing is this: if you go to the grocery store, you just talk tomatoes. You just tell them you got a tomato garden and you're doing this or that in your tomato garden, and they'll give you all the help you need with your tomato garden. That way you're not interfering with what their business is, and you get all the information you need, because everybody knows tomato garden is what they will know you are meaning cannabis.
Well, the information we have is that the tomato plant is similar to the cannabis plant in all the parameters you're looking for, the food, the water, the pH balance, making sure that your water is good. And then after that, the medical cannabis delivery devices, when you're looking to apply it, the methods for making oil, the methods for making canna butter are not sophisticated, and the things to use with them, you can go to the store and get that. But to get the medicine, you're going to need to network with another card holder, because there's no legal dispensaries here in Oregon yet. One of the bills in play this legislative session, House Bill 2919, I believe, is purported to establish that, to set up dispensaries and so forth. There's also a legalization bill which would make it available for folks to use it for medical purposes. So we'll keep talking about these things and letting folks know about them, and especially what they can do about them. But in the meantime, we're going to have to apply the law as it is. And so this information we have here at the Mercy Center is, it's life-saving. It's a matter of life or death for folks, especially those that benefit from it.
Well, it's the quality of life. Everybody thinks there's something with cannabis that, because it's so taboo, because it's so bad for you, it's so wrong for you. Well, no, it's really good for you, and when you're sick, it's a quality of life issue that nobody can explain until you've used it and rubbed the oils on and done all of the different methods that you can, and that's the important thing, is that we have a opportunity with some patients that are willing to help some others, that it's all right. Everybody knows how much everything costs, how much everybody's charging everybody for everything, and everybody just keeps coming by and leaving some donations in the can, and we are able to pay the light bill. And bro, I just love the way the people are responding, because all of those people out there don't know what to do, don't know who to turn to, and yet they keep coming to these people and saying, I need some help.
Right.
I need to see a doctor.
And they can come by the office
Monday through Friday, 12 to 6, and everybody there is a patient, and they know what to do, and they can help you.
There's also the Wednesday night meeting.
And that's open to the public, and everybody can come, and card holders, and it gives you a chance to meet others, see some different strains, smoke some of those strains, eat some of those strains, drink some of those strains. I mean, everybody is so giving. That's what drinks and foods and butters and oils. Everybody is going, well, do you know how to do it? Well, because I'll teach you. And everybody's teaching each other to keep all of these things, so nobody's having to go, well, I don't know how to do that. I guess I got to buy these other things. Well, no, everybody.
Or try to find them. It's back to the black market then, which is almost the same as some of the places purporting to be resource centers here in Salem and indeed across the state. They're not non-profit. They definitely charge folks for everything, every step of the way. And, folks just can't afford that after the fee hike, especially and all. But at Mercy Center, we're nonprofit, we're networking information. More importantly, we're networking resources. We had as Sonny was saying, we had someone come in and was looking for a specific genealogy to the strain, wanted a sativa, pure sativa if he could. And, that's, even if you could, go out to the internet, order your seeds from, the Netherlands or wherever, and, get that in through the U.S. Customs and all, there's still the element of risk. It's not it might not germinate, it ain't going to be the strain you want, it may not be a female,
right.
All these things. So if you can, it works a lot better for folks to get something that they know is what it is, and to get a clone. And that's what we have. That's what the Wednesday night, the weekly meeting at Mercy is kind of all about. But mostly Mercy like that in itself. I mean, it's talking with folks. They come in, they have the conversation, and then it's networking. It's talking with other folks saying, didn't you have that sativa-rich strain? And,
right.
You know.
And that's what people need to know, is that this medicine that we tried is literally the one that I need to use for me. So I need to say, hey, did you have that plant? And you go, well, no, it was that lady over there.
Right.
And then that lady goes, well, and she goes, well, here, I can give you one. And
right.
So it's very...
along with, tips, tools, tricks, all these things about the growing process. Not just when you get to the Grow Light store, but, and you got your babies, but, now what? Well, you need to put them in light for a certain time, and then you need to put them into another light for,
another
different time change. And then, when it comes time to the end of the cycle, it's almost pure darkness then for those things. But when you harvest, you want to make sure it's cured properly. When you're preparing your medication, and here again, we stress these things about using the vaporizer because it's so much better for you than the smoking process. And the medibles, not just eliminating all the smoking and all the process of inhaling for folks that have trouble inhaling, they really need that. But the medibles also gives a good way to control the dosage, titration, especially once you've got the process down. I'm sure the first time may be a matter of experimentation, but...
It is, but at one point you have enough blood level of cannabis in your body that you can allow yourself to eat a bite of cookie, have a piece of toast in the morning, put a little butter in your oatmeal, and literally that will help your pain level throughout the day and actually give you an appetite at noon. So then you're eating a little something, so now you have some nourishment, and now you have some energy, and that'll carry you throughout the day, and maybe have a little more, have a puff, or have a vaporizer, whatever your particular, condition warrants. That's what you can do. It just allows you all these options, and those are the things that people need to know about. That, I can put a spoon of butter in my oatmeal, and I don't have to take all those pills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can put a few spoons of butter during the week, or I can take those handfuls of pills. At the end of the month, you got a little pile of butter and a whole big old pile of pills. Those are the things, you guys, that as trying to be healthy, feel better, quit having all the side effects from all those drugs, because you guys all know when you take all those pills, you have a lot of side effects. And those are the things that are really hurting people more than the condition is the side effects. And if you're taking pills, you know that I'm talking true. So these are the things that cannabis allow people the freedom to have pain-free. It might hurt, but there's a difference between it hurting and having pain.
Mm-hmm.
We can tolerate the hurt. The pain is where you can't live. And these are the things, you guys, that we learn how to do by using oils and having foods and doing tinctures and these vaporizers and maybe some doobies or even a bong hit. Everybody says, well, what is a bong? Well, it's a piece of glass that you can use with water that allows you to inhale some smoke that's going through the water, which is better for you because it cools it down and it gets rid of some of the other tars and stuff. And people don't know these things.
No,
Perry,
especially if they're not, we've got folks that are, they're in retirement age, and they've come from a generation where they didn't have any interfacing with the cannabis culture. So yeah, they're not sure what a bong is, much less how to successfully utilize it. And on top of that, again, we need this bit of education because not all smoke shops will be comfortable with you coming in and saying, hey, I've got my medical marijuana card, I need a bong, just like the Grow Light stores, there's still that federal law hanging over you, and some folks can't screw with them. So you need to go in and ask for water pipes or the like when you're looking for that kind of thing in the head shops, as it were. Certainly in smoke shops, as they refer to themselves. But we also have some down at the Mercy Center. We'd be happy to show you folks who are new to medicating with medical cannabis. And again, all these recipes. One vital item that we have is a vast collection of Oregon Cannabis Connections. And in each and every episode of that, there's recipes about how to either make or utilize cannabis in your foods. So the medibles, as they call them, where it's either use canna butter or they use the cannabis directly in there with it. But this method is, as we said, preferred for its modality, for its control, and especially for the lack of smoking and things that go with that.
Well, a lot of people are experiencing a lot of things in their life today, whether it's all these arthritises and all the things that they got going with the pain, with the nausea, with the no sleep and no eating. And if you can have anything that will allow you to have some sleep and allow you to eat, and literally, now I've got some energy, so I feel like I'm able to do something, because these people in the hospital, Perry, they're all going, man, this is what I'm talking about. Well, because that's their life. They're living those pills and those side effects and the hospital trips, and nobody's talked about cannabis. Please talk to your doctor about cannabis and ask them, what are the, how can I do it? What will make me, can I take these pills away and all these regimen of pain relievers that are giving me so many side effects that I end up in the hospital most of the time behind the side effects of the pain relievers. That ain't cool.
Yeah, a vicious cycle there.
And nobody can eat and nobody can sleep, and you're still going through all of that. Let's try and getting some sleep and try and getting some nourishment that will allow you to have the energy that everybody's going, I don't have the energy, I'm in pain, I got all of these issues. And wow, you know what, you can take some of the oil and rub it on your legs or feet or arms, whatever it is hurting you, that will allow you to be some pain-free and to be able to move your joints. Those are big issues right now that I hear a lot of people talking about, other than the PTSD. I mean, those are like the two biggest.
What was that report we had the other day of migraines? Someone rubbed the oil into this area here and felt relief from it. Also up in here.
All your sinus cavities are in your face and around your head through here. If you take the oil and rub it through these cavities when you have a cold and you can't breathe, it opens up your sinus. Then you can breathe. You don't have to take antihistamines and decongestants, because all that stuff dries up your vital organs, which you don't need to do with the cannabis oils. You can rub them on your face and on your forehead, and literally it's like taking one of those, because you can breathe. But nobody's giving you all those pills and all the side effects of those pills. And that's another thing nobody's talking about, is the cold remedy. Rubbing it on your chest, rubbing it on your back, literally will help you breathe and open up your lungs so you can breathe, and allows you that congestion that you were having not to be congested no more. And these are things that people are going, well, how come nobody's really talking about it? Because that is great. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know. We're talking about it, we're trying to share it with others. You guys, these are very important things, but only if you're the sick one. If only if you're a child.
Or someone who cares for them, someone who gets to watch them go through this. We have a lot of folks coming, and certainly the parents for their kids, and that was something that we talked about recently. It was a big deal, and it's still going to be. This legislative session, we're probably going to see something negative towards kids and cannabis, but young kids, young as 2 and 3, are seeing benefits for these very serious, life-threatening conditions and symptoms from the medication to attempt to treat them there. And it's good to have these alternative methods for medicating that don't involve smoking, don't involve ingesting it. Every little bit helps, but still a lot of education to go yet, and we still need to get the bills passed so that we can keep, the program as it is, if not improve it. We're hopefully going to use our what political muscle we have here to weigh in on all the bills that are happening, not just here in Oregon at the state level, but the federal bills as well. There's like 2 or 3 bills involving medical cannabis. There's a legalization bill that was put forth by Oregon's own Representative Earl Blumenauer, and there's a hemp bill, a national hemp bill in play also that we need folks. We need you out there to help yourselves and help everybody around you by contacting your federal representatives and then your state representatives and get them on, Senate Bill 281, which is to add PTSD. There's House Bill 2919, which is to set up dispensaries here in Oregon. There's House Bill 3371, which is to legalization here in Oregon. Why go half measures here? Let's get the whole thing and get that hemp going at the same time. That's the real deal, I think, is the hemp thing.
Well, the main thing is that we have an opportunity right now for us Oregonians to call and talk to our representatives and tell them, you know what, we believe this is going to be good for us, our families, our friends, but we have to call.
Right.
If nobody's calling and talking, nobody's going to know. They're going to think that there's only a few people and that's it. Well, we already know there's a lot of people. I mean, we almost passed.
Yeah, you know a lot of people too, and you can get them to call too. But we need folks to, establish that line of communication, start that dialogue. Let your representative know that there's folks that care very much about this issue. And once you do, you'll see others. You'll build a network of folks doing that. And you'll use this to take back your government, not just here in Oregon, but across America, especially there in D.C., where we need to do. This is the litmus test for deciding, who's a politician, probably working for some special interest, and who's a true leader, which is what we need these days in these tough times. And so come on down to the Mercy Center, get more information, get your voter's registration. We'll look up who your representative is and get their contact for you if you needs be. We'll full service that way, help you get your card, find medicine now, get growing your own medical cannabis, connect to a grower, best methods on medicating, and changes like we're talked about here, this Senate Bill 281 to add PTSD, and more,
That's what we can do. All we need is to find out how can we help you, or how can we help somebody your friends, your family. You guys, it's too easy. These are the things we do every day.
But we won't know unless you tell us. So call us, come down and visit our website, www.mercycenters.org. Send us an email, one way or the other. Good, bad, ugly, pretty, indifferent, who cares? Or it matters the most. We get that a lot.
Right. The thing is there is some hope. You guys that are watching in the hospital know there's hope. There's all kinds of good things happening with cannabis that nobody's talking about. We're talking about it. Come out.
Right.
We'll talk about it.
And we'll talk some more next time. Make sure you come back here next Friday, 7 p.m., and we'll fill in all the blanks. Thanks, Sonny, for helping me out with this episode here.
Thank you, Perry, and thanks to all our group of volunteers and CCTV. Very important. Thank you so much.
Now remember, register, vote, and get everybody you know to do so also. Start by calling your rep. Thanks again. See you next time.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.